the session. So once again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone, depending on where you're joining us from. You're welcome to today's Daily Lightning session. It's the 16th that we are holding, and today is the 21st of August 2020. What's also particular about this day is that today is the deadline for the submission of the draft creator project. So I want to start by, first of all, just reminding us that as we join in, we type in our city and our countries in the chat, ensuring that our messages are addressed to, are sent to all panelists and attendees. We also have our Q&A segment that is just there for your questions. The question and answer icon on your screen, you click on it and you type in the question that you have and that you want to see addressed in this session. So before moving forward, I'd like to say good evening to Francois and to Shalini. So I'm going to invite Francois to greet you, and then Shalini, and then we'll proceed. Francois, over to you.
Hello, Charlotte. Hello, Shalini. And hello to all the people who are on the call and on this session today, which is the last session of the week. And we are really ready to address any questions you may have to fill the content of the model for your project. And Charlotte and Shalini will help you for some other technical matter that are sometimes beyond my competence. So I will focus more on your problems that you have when you fill the form and the rubric, and in the model, you have a model and you have to fill the blanks in the various space. If you have any problem, I will be ready to help you to improve your project in that sense. So I'm looking forward to have your questions, sharing your experience, the challenge you have in writing your project, and seeing if together we can improve and share with all the participants around. Over to you, Charlotte.
Thank you, Francois. Shalini?
Hi, everyone. Hi, Charlotte. Thank you. And hi, Francois. I hope you all are having a great evening and you're well through your projects and are about to submit them. But in case you're still working on them and you need the last minute tips, so you have Francois and Charlotte to help you. And if you have any technical issues, please type in the chat box and let us know, and we'd be happy to help you. Even after the session's over, you can reach out to us on Telegram and WhatsApp. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you very much, Shalini. And I would like to congratulate the 366 scholars that have already joined PeerGrade, which is the platform in which you submit your project. So please, if you are in the room and you have not yet joined PeerGrade, can you raise your hand or you type in a yes in the chat? If you are in the room and you have not yet been able to join PeerGrade, can you raise your hand or type in a yes in the chat? I'm going to get back to this question in a short while. Okay, so if you have created, okay, so I see Naomi Hagan. Okay, we are going to ask you to unmute yourself in a short while so you tell us maybe what the challenge is. So if you have not yet created your account on PeerGrade, so it's good to know lots of people in the room have done so. And so far, 211 scholars have submitted their projects on PeerGrade. So I want to congratulate those 211 scholars. So if you are also in the room right now and you have not yet been able to submit your project on PeerGrade, please can you also raise your hand or you type in a yes on the chat. So, but I actually know that we have the group that's constantly joining the Daily Lightning sessions, a group of very committed and dedicated scholars. So I know it's possible that all of you in the room would have probably already created your accounts on PeerGrade. So if you're having, I see there's a first challenge from Lawal Abubakar that says, my challenge has to do with my Idea Engine account. This is the response I got when I tried to check your details and try again later. So I'm going to invite you, Lawal, to be able to unmute yourself so that we'll get to address this issue. But
Hello.
Good evening, Lawal.
Evening, how are you doing?
Fine, thank you. And you?
Okay, I wrote the challenge I got when I tried to open my Idea Engine account.
Okay, before we talk about the Ideas Engine, I want to find out Have you already finished with your project?
Yeah, I've already submitted my project. I think it was yesterday I submitted it.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm glad to hear that. Maybe we may check out with you later to see what's happening with the ideas engine. But it's
Okay.
good for us to really focus this evening on project submission on those that are still working on their projects. Is that okay?
Okay, it's okay. Thank
All
you.
right, thank you very much. All right, so Naomi, I'm going to invite you to unmute yourself. If you're having a challenge that you're facing, then please do unmute yourself and let us know so that we could find solution together. Naomi. Hi, Naomi.
Yes, we can hear you.
I don't really have a challenge, but I said that it's a flow, we should join the hello to say that I don't really have a challenge. I did not know that we should join that grid before we can submit our project.
Okay.
That's
okay,
the
so
grid system.
Have you finished with your project?
Yes, please.
Okay, so do you need help? You need us to share with you the link on how to join peer grade? Or have you been able to
I
view the
just need
tutorial?
a link.
Okay, you need the link.
No. Yes, so that
All
I
right.
can follow and submit.
All right, that's great. So we are going to share the link with you so that you can follow and
Okay.
submit. You remember that the deadline is today, midnight Geneva time. So you still have you still have just about 5 hours, a little less than 5 hours to submit. No, a little over 5 hours. All right, so Naomi, there are internet connection challenges. So I'm glad to know, Omar Nazir, that you have been able to sign up on peer grade today. Hello, Naomi.
Yes, madam.
Okay, so we are going to share the link with you on the chat. Is that okay?
Yes, please. I'll copy it.
All right, so I know Shalini is here. When she's with me, I'm more comfortable. I know that anything concerning the links, she's just going to do her link.
I'll just share it with you, Naomi and Charlotte.
All right, thank you. Okay,
Thank
so
you.
now, so Naomi, is it possible for you to tell us about your project? What's your challenge, your priority challenge?
Oh, I've shared it already at the General Assembly.
You already shared it at the General
Last
Assembly
week.
last week.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. That's great. Yeah, I remember.
Okay.
Okay. Unfortunately, we can't get you anymore, Naomi. So I do hope you get the link to how to submit your project, and that's how to create your account on PeerGrade and submit your project. And we do hope you'll get to meet the deadline. We wish you all the best with that.
Yes.
All right. So thank you. Now I'm not seeing. There are no more raised hands, no more questions on the chat. So I don't know if we should call off the session. Okay, so I see there's Lenovo Tab 37 Essential. That says yes.
Thank you.
Thank you too, Naomi. See you. So I'm just going to mute you so that there will be no interferences. All right, so Lenovo, I don't know, you are surely probably using your device, your tablet or your phone. So you haven't identified yourself. You've just typed yes on the chat, meaning you've either not yet created your account on PeerGrade or you have not yet submitted your project. So I'm going to try to locate you in the room, and I'll invite you to unmute yourself, or if you could just raise your hand. So I'm not even able to see you among the attendees. So if you're using, okay, hello to you, Kifle from Ethiopia. It's always a pleasure to have you with us. Usman Tijani from Nigeria. Hi, Asan from Kenya. And great to have you with us, Simon Ajay from Ghana, Elizabeth from Kenya. So if you're just joining us, today is our 16th Daily Lightning session, and today is the session that we set aside for problem solving. So if you, and I asked a question earlier, that if you're in the room and you have not yet been able to join Peer Grade, so can you raise your hand, please? We are here to support you. We are here to help you. If you are still writing your project and you're stuck somewhere because you're not understanding the rubric, or you're not understanding what is expected of you, can you also raise your hand or type in your concern or challenge in the chat? Dr. Francois Gaz is here to bring you all the support you need in that area. So I'm greeting you, Jafar Sani from Kaduna in Nigeria. Hi, Abdul from the Gambia. Great to have you with us. Howard Tens from Nigeria, and also Emmanuel Doku from Ethiopia. And thank you, Shalini, for sharing the link on the chat on how to join Peer Grade. So Naomi, you're directed to the chat. You'll see the link. You click on that link and everything you need to be able to join is there. And there's also a video tutorial from Zad that clearly explains step by step on how to do so. All right, so Francois, while we are waiting for probably for those that are having challenges or difficulties to show up and ask their questions, maybe we'll just explain a little bit what was expected of scholars for the project.
Thank you, Charlotte. I think basically, I suppose most of you are now familiar with the various elements, part 1, part 2 of the model you have to fill. You're familiar with the rubrics that give you some guidance. It may be a bit detailed and sometimes a bit cumbersome, but this is a guidance on how you fill your model. We're not expecting you know, a 10-page document like a thesis. We expected you to fill even with bullet points, but you need to be very concise and very precise. So basically, if you look at the form, and I hope it's still useful for you if you have not completely filled your form and you have time to revise now and even next week after dropping your project in the peer grade. So you need to have, we need to know at which level of the health system you work, because everybody has different system at a different level, have a different role. So which means that your project can be very different if you are at health facility level versus being at the district or national level. We're asking your challenge, and when we say your challenge is your priority challenge. We're not talking so much about drop in coverage, increase in dropout. We're looking at the cause of this dropout. And in the cause of this dropout, you may have 5 or 6 different reasons or 4 explaining why you will drop out, and you decide that you will choose among those various challenges that you face, which one is for you a priority one. As you know, when you have those challenges, you may be a communication challenge because mother fear to be immunized, or it could be we don't have any more protective equipment, so mothers will not come until there is equipment to protect themselves and the health worker. And those are so different kind of challenge. Another challenge that could be you were planning to do a campaign, but unfortunately the campaign was delayed, and now your worries is to a campaign and make sure that every mother will come at the immunization site to immunize their kids. Could be for measles, could be for polio. Otherwise, it will be a waste of time if only 50% comes. So now your goal, it will be a summary of the, you know, if you have a challenge, you need to set a goal you want to achieve to overcome your challenge. So then you have to be very specific on what do you expect to achieve if you address your challenge and you succeed. What is your aspirational objective? Now, if we look at part 1, you know, I think I'm repeating myself, but what's important is to make a priority on your challenge. Sometimes making priorities is not easy, but what you have to look at is what is the challenge that, if resolved, will contribute the maximum to the increasing coverage or reducing dropout? What is the challenge? If you focus, maybe you do 40% of the progress with just that one challenge. You know, it's very difficult at your level to address all challenge. Choose the right one and put your effort into that challenge to make progress. Nothing will prevent you to address other challenge, but this one, make sure you achieve it, and then over time you may address many challenges. Now you need to really justify. In part one, try to justify the challenge. Where did you get the notion that this is a priority? Why is it a priority? Have you got some observations? Have you read some document? Are there many rapid studies? Is it a source of information, or is it your own personal feeling and observation? And then when you have done your priority challenge, you will have to specify your goal. We put the goal on top, which is come to be an abstract of the part one, and you have to re-cut and paste it in your specific goal. The next time when you have a challenge and you have explained the cause of the challenge, you need to take action to address the challenge. And that's why there is a column called specific action. What action will you take to address a challenge? And when you say action, it means you need to use action verb. You know, it's doing something. It is not an intention like improve, accelerate, ensure. Those are intentions, those are strategies, they are not action. So make sure that you have an action with an action verb. And for each, and you know, make priorities even. You know, when you have a challenge, you could do many things. Here you see there is a four or five area you could fill. If you have 2 or 3, it's good enough. But make sure again you go through a prioritization exercise. What are the actions that will make most of the progress you expect? But for each action, if you want the action to take place, you may have, and that's what's written in detail, you need to decide what are the tasks that needs to take place for your action to occur. You know, it could be writing a protocol, it could be organizing a meeting with special people, it could be calling mothers for, you know, to say you have an appointment for immunization. I'm just giving you some line list, but any action you put, you need to write details on how you're going to implement the action and what are the action steps you will need to take. This will allow you to follow up the implementation of the steps and hopefully make sure that your action is implemented. The next chapter in your model is reference. We hope that you could specify as your action as an idea, and some of them are in the idea engine, and you may have looked into the idea engine and say this would apply to my context, and then you move and you take the idea. So we want you, if you have an idea that's among the list of action that you have decided to do, you should list the title of the idea that comes from the idea engine, idea number, and the name of the author. That could be a first name or a full name, but this is to make sure that where are coming the ideas you are implementing to address your challenge. And you know, and if you have not taken any idea, it's fair enough. It's okay. It could be your own idea. It could come from a material, from a document, from a plan of action, from WHO guidelines, but please list the source of your idea. It could be from your colleague during the lightning sessions that you have heard. So basically, this is what we accept. So be concise, put bullet list, make priorities, be concise, and make sure you justify your challenge, the cause of the challenge, in order to link your action with the cause of the challenge. Thank you, and over to you, Charlotte.
Thank you very much, Francois. And I saw there was Abdul Jami that typed in the chat that he had a problem uploading his Word document for submission, and I would have loved him to Unfortunately, I can't see him in the room anymore to clarify what the exact challenge was, but what we may advise is for him to check his internet connection, because most often, if you follow the procedure on how to submit your project, it's quite straightforward. I'm seeing the raised hand of Stephen Pandelegasi. So I'm going to invite you, Stephen, to unmute yourself. Greetings to you. So Stephen, if your hand is raised, can you unmute yourself? Or you raised your hand accidentally? So I'm seeing a question in the Q&A from Jaffa Sani. He says, if I want to edit my already submitted project, does that mean I have to change or delete it, make the changes and re-upload? So you can make changes to your project, but you have to probably delete it and re-upload, but on condition that you do that before the deadline. But as we said earlier, you don't need to have a perfect project now. The most important thing, what you're submitting now is a draft. You know, peers are going to do reviews during the week. They will contribute to with ideas and comments, and also during the daily lightning sessions of next week, we are still going to focus, Francois is really going to focus on how to better flesh up your project to make it very feasible, practical, and easy to realize. And you have 1 week to revise and improve upon your project. So it's not really something you should bother about.
But I would say keep in mind what you would change, put it on a notebook, and when you will have an opportunity to modify your project with feedback from the pair, that's a time where you could include the modification that now you feel you would do if you could edit. But you have the next week to do that.
Yes, yeah. So you still have the Word document. You still have your template, the template for the project. So you can put the modifications. You can activate the modifications on your template, so that right now, as you're listening, you can already start doing the additions and the subtractions that you want to add to your project, even during the week, even while peer reviewing the project of other peers. Thank you, Francois. All right, so it's just 22 minutes past 6 p.m. Thank you to Jaffa Sani for asking that question. I'm sure it was also very useful for other scholars. And I'm not seeing, Stephen, you're not unmuting yourself, and I'm not seeing any other raised hand or any other problems on the chat. So what we are probably going to use the last 7 minutes to do, is I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and then I'll take you to, let me make sure that my interface is in French, because I was working on learning the foundation in French earlier on. So anyway, I'll just share my screen, and then I'll switch to the English interface. And then for the benefit of those who of Naomi and others who are here that have not yet been able to join peer grade, so don't pay attention, don't allow the French language on my screen to disconcert you. I'm switching over to the platform in English. So I opened the COVID-19 Scholar Peer Hub exercise in English. And so if you go to the Learning.Foundation platform, and you scroll down, this is a dashboard, everything about the exercise, all the instructions, all the resources that you need for the exercise, all of them are found on this dashboard and on this platform. Even the recordings for the live sessions that we have held, the 4 global assemblies that have been held, the daily technical support sessions with Dr. Alain Blaise Tatinku, and the daily lightning sessions with Francois Gas and myself, all of those are there for you. So if you want, how do you submit your project? How to submit your project? So here is the guideline. You just click on that, and you get the tutorials, There is the tutorial, the video tutorials from ZA that explain clearly step by step on how to join peer grade if you have an account already, or if you have not yet had an account, how to create your account, join peer grade, how to submit after creating the account, then how to upload your project, into peer grade, and how to finally submit it. So everything is here, and is the link that Shalini shared earlier on in the chat. So okay, so basically this is it. I just wanted to us to have like a quick, it's just a gentle reminder for the benefit of those who are still have not yet joined peer grade or are still having difficulties. And once again, I'm going to share the link to this post on the chat for those who have not yet joined. That's a direct link. If you click on that link directly, you'll fall on the page. So we are just like taking the last few minutes of this session to do that. And one other reminder that we have that I wanted to bring up for this session is, if you have already submitted your project, I wanted to have you submitted the Peer Hub report, the first Peer Hub report. If you have not yet done so, the deadline for that too is today. So please go ahead and submit that report. So that said, we are like 4 minutes to the end of the session, and I think most of the people in the room are actually very comfortable as far as the peer hub is concerned and the project submission is concerned. So there are no major problems. I want to invite Shalini. Shalini, as an experienced scholar and accompanies, are there any final tips that you can give to scholars who are yet to submit their project?
So the first thing I would say, thank you so much, Charlotte. The first thing I would like to say is, do not panic. And whatever you have already created, and if you've created it in the template, and if you've been following the guidance, the rubric, and you've been going through these sessions, if you have any confusion, there are recordings as well on learning.foundation. And please do not hesitate to ask your peers or any one of us if you want to reach out to us. And this is just your draft. So you will get ample opportunity to review your draft. You will get peer comments or constructive feedback next week, and then you can finalize your project. So my only tip to you is not to panic. Submit your draft as is after you're happy with it, and even if you feel that there are things to add onto it, you'll get time to do that. So that's my tip, Charlotte. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Shalini. Adefunke Adesina, I see you're just joining from Nigeria. I don't know if your hand is raised voluntarily or by mistake, but actually you presented yesterday. So actually, maybe you may be having a challenge. So I'll actually just invite you, if you're able to unmute yourself and tell us if that was an intentional hand raising or accidental. Good evening, Adefunke.
Yeah, good evening, Salini. Thank you so much, and all of the panelists. Thank you. I was able to submit my project this morning. Thank you.
All right, congratulations to you. So you're one of the 211 scholars who have already submitted their project. So I do hope you will be a source of encouragement and motivation to other scholars in your country group. I know the Nigerian country group on Telegram has just a little over 300 scholars. And if you all just submit, we'll have over 500 projects already. So I just want to invite fellow scholars from Nigeria, to those who are ahead, those who have submitted, to lend a supporting hand to those who are still behind. Thank you very much. All right, Howard Tense, please, which one is the Peer Hub report apart from the project? Okay, Hans, thank you for that question. I'm just going to go back to learning.foundation so that we can, together we'll get the link to the Peer Hub report. It's a type form. It's a form that you're filling online, but I shared it since last week. So I'm just going to share my screen again. Okay, and take you to the platform, to learning.foundation. So as I said, everything is actually on this dashboard. So, and if you look at the end of week 1, submit your first mandatory report for the Peer Hub. So this is it. And let me just, I'm going to post the link. So here is the page, and I'm just going to post the link on the chat so that.
I've just done it, Charlotte. I've just done it.
Thank you very much, Shalini. Thank you. So that's great.
I'm so glad that you showed it. Charlotte, could you scroll down? You can also show them where to submit and how to open the form. Yes.
Yes. So actually, if you are on this page, you just need to scroll down and you have to the same deadline as the project. So what I'm going to tell you is priority is the project. Once you've submitted your project and you're sure, then you can come to this page and then you click here to submit your peer report. And it's just about 10 minutes. It's a 10-minute exercise, 15 minutes stop, and you are filled it. So you click on start, you fill in the form. So that's just it. At the end of the filling, you click on submit, and then everything is set to go. All right. So thank you, Shalini, for sharing the link on the chat and for reminding me to. Okay. So I'm just going to share it to everyone, all panelists and attendees. So, all right. So that's the link to the Peer Hub report. So you can just click on that link and then you're good to go. All right. So I'm not seeing any more questions. I'm not seeing any more raised hands, any more concerns. So I really want to thank you all. I want to thank you all for joining this evening. And I want to encourage you once again, just join my voice to that of Shalini and Francois, just to say there is no need to panic. If you're still working on your project, if you've already submitted, then congratulations to you. There is already a post on learning.foundation that is addressing you who have already submitted and telling you what is next. So, and then please lend a supporting hand to someone that is lagging behind, that's having difficulties. And we are here to support you. Telegram is there. You can send us direct messages even on Telegram or on WhatsApp, and we'll reach out to you, or by mail. The email is covid@learning.foundation, and we'll address the mail. So I'm going to just remind us, our next meeting is Tuesday at 6 p.m. Geneva time. That's the next daily lightning session. But before then, on Monday, we have our General Assembly. Please do well to attend, because that's where you get to know how we are doing and where we are going next. So General Assembly next Monday at 5 p.m. Geneva time. So please do well to be there. Looking forward to seeing you on Monday. Have a nice weekend. I'll ask Francois to close today's session. Francois, over to you.
No, thank you, Charlotte. I think, I'm glad there was less question raised. It means that people are on board with what's supposed to happen and how to fill the project, and as a draft, as you mentioned. And I'm looking forward to next week and the peer review and more sessions, slightly different, addressing the peer review and how people will build an even better project than they submitted today before midnight. So it's been a very nice session this week where I learned a lot, and I hope we've been able to help all the attendees in completing their project. So I wish everyone, you, Shalini, and all the participants today to have a very nice weekend, well deserved. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Francois. Thank you, Shalini. Thank you, everybody. Wish you a lovely weekend, and
Thank you, and well done.
bye.
Bye.
India, and